what we are going to be doing is putting a tinted energy saver film over these kitchen windows. Unfortunately, this house is positioned so that it receives a lot of afternoon sun. So the product that I'm using this evening is a mirrored tinted window laminate or film. It is fairly straightforward to apply. However, obviously this is quite a large window. So with a window this size, I'm going to take it slow and I'm going to be cautious and hopefully get that up there with no bubbles whatsoever. The single small bubble in it can change the outcome of the whole product. I'm using a number of products. I will show you what products I'm going to use. But the basic principle is that after you've cleaned the window, so there's no dust or grime on there, you spray it with a prep product that helps it be lubricated underneath. So even though it's got adhesive on the back, the spray allows for a little bit of movement in that, so it doesn't adhere immediately. So you can use your scraper then to scrape out all of those bubbles, push them to the outsides, spray the top of this film as well. If you spray the top of the film as well as underneath of it, it allows a lot of lubrication for you to push those bubbles out nice and cleanly. If it's too wet when you're doing it, you will find that it slips around too much, but don't fear, that's not the end and you don't have to scrap it and begin again. Just give it half an hour to dry out a little bit and come back and work on it again. Now, when you get to the edges, it may not fit perfectly. Often there's a couple of mil overhanging and that's perfectly okay. So you just get a Stanley knife and trim those edges down. Once those edges are trimmed down, go back over and push out any remaining bubbles and then allow the product to dry and set. So here we go. So this is the brand that I am using. It's called Pillar Window Tint. I also have this to push out the bubbles, a Stanley knife to trim edges and to cut the film, and this is the window film application solution. I've allowed extra around the entire perimeter so that that's not a big deal, and I will trim that off with the Stanley knife once it's adhered and stuck to the window. So I'm going to spray the window now, and then I'm going to attempt to apply, so wish me luck. Now, if you're following along with me, I thought I'd now do some hot tips to save you some heartache. So firstly, if contacting your kids' school books is not your scene, then maybe this is not the job for you. However, I am no good at contacting school books, and I think I did a pretty good job. There are very few imperfections. Definitely not something I would see if sitting from across the room, but it was a challenge. So the spray is a must. I cannot say that enough. The spray is what will save your life. Liberally spray underneath and on top, and it is like magic. It just pushes out all of those bubbles so easily. You'll also notice in the video that I peeled it off a few times. I really wasn't happy with how it looked, so I peeled it off and pushed it down again. The spray will allow you to do that. If you don't use the spray, there is no chance of that happening. I need to go around the edge with the Stanley knife, which mine has just broken, and trim off the excess and then push it out again just to make sure that it's beautiful and smooth. But you can already see the difference. The spray is the most important part of this process on both sides. The other thing I would probably suggest is choose the window that is least likely to be seen and practice on that one first. I will come back in the morning and check it out and see how it looks. I'm also going to check out how it looks on the outside and give you guys a look at that at night and in daylight as well. And if this is something that has helped you, please press like and subscribe. And then check out some of my other projects as well.